This Sunday I have a special guest, a man that says that there is still hope for Africa and that behind all the images of gloom and doom, there is another Africa, an Africa on the move. Join me as I interview the former president of Mauritius. Mr. President, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
You've been in retirement for a couple of years now. What are you doing? How do you spend your time after being president?
You know, when I was going to leave office, I was asked that question. What are you going to do afterwards? I said, I like very much the continent of Africa. I would like to do something for the continent because I think that Africa has got a bright future. But not many people knows Africa, really what is happening. So I met President Chissano, and I talked to him, why don't we make something on the continent? Because there was a link missing in our structure. We have people who start for parliamentarians, they become members of parliament, they become president, and after presidency, they just vanish. So we see people outside the continent coming to Africa to teach us what we should do. So why can't we do it ourselves? And he accepts the idea. And on the 11th of January 2006, a group of us met in Maputo, Mozambique, and we created Africa Forum, which is a platform, an informal platform of former head of states and government.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. That is a question. We must be, if we want to be a member, have been elected democratically and have been left power democratically. And even there must be a consensus among the members to come to be a member of the forum. And we put our time, our experience, and our knowledge in the name and at the disposal of the African Union, of the sitting president, and of the continent of Africa.
And you are happy doing that? You find it satisfying?
It's a lot of satisfaction.
Yes. Who else is on it? I mean, our ex-president, President Rawlings, belongs to that.
President Rawlings is a founder member. Chissano is the chairperson, former president of Mozambique. Yeah. President Soglo is the deputy chairperson. We have President Masire from Botswana.
Soglo was Benin?
Soglo was Benin. Right. President Masire from Botswana. Kaunda from Zambia. Mboyoyo from Burundi. Ingui from Tanzania. Oh, there's Njoma from Namibia. And we have quite a, we are about 18 of us when we sign it. Today we are 30 of us.
Yes. You said, once you answered, that you devote your time to Africa. People don't quite know Africa, and you almost suggest, in a sense, that Africa has a bright future. Or in a sense, what gives you reason to be optimistic about Africa, given the state it's in?
You know, coming from a country like Mauritius, where you have everything against us, those who know Mauritius are surprised, because Mauritius is a teeny island of 720 square miles, lost in the middle of the Indian Ocean, without any resources, where everyone thought that there is no economic future for that island. We managed not only to survive, but to make people surprised over our economic development. And I was asking myself, if we have been able to do that with all the odds against us, can you believe that we are visited by cyclones for 6 months of the year, from November to April? And we have been able to do it. So the continent of Africa is a rich continent where you have land, you have minerals, you have raw materials, and it's a big market of 900 million people. So what we can do with that?
But how have you done it? That's a good point that you make. Perhaps your optimism comes from the country that you reside in. But tell me, what is it about Mauritius that has truly, in a few words, I mean, I'll go into detail, but if you were pressed to say in a few words, what is it that has transformed Mauritius, to make it a success story? What is it? How has it done it?
You know, when you have your back to the world, to the wall, you have two things. Whether you die or you fight back. We don't want to die. Because Mauritius has to do these two things, and we want to fight back. And with that spirit in mind and the will to succeed, we look for a very good leadership. And we have a very good Prime Minister, which was a very good leader, strong leader, dedicated to our cause, and have a vision of the future. So you must have the will. You must have a leadership which is strong and visionary. You must have a leader which is dedicated to his people, because once you create the wealth, you must share it with the people, and you must have your priority right, if I can say it in a nutshell. If you do that, you have a chance of success.
So leadership obviously is key.
Is the key. And not only this leadership, you must have vision, and especially because the problem is so big sometimes in our country, and some people does not where do they start?
Yeah.
Because it's so variety of problems. Then they must have a priority which is right.
So what is a visionary leader? I mean, we hear this expression all the time. I mean, people say it so easily. You need a visionary leader. Who is this person? What is it that makes one person a visionary and another not?
You know, a leader, when I said it must be dedicated, don't forget that if you choose to lead a country, you are the servant of that country. You are the servant of the people who have chosen you to do during the time of office their will. You promise that when you go in an election. Now, when you are at the head of the state and you have in front of you all these people who have elected you, you have promised them something. You must keep your word. A good visionary leader must be somebody of his word. Never tell somebody something that you cannot succeed, you cannot do. Even if you make somebody